host. Hey, y'all. Hi. We're going to have a sexy story. So I purposefully talked all day to get this voice as low as possible. You're welcome. All right. I didn't realize how cold it was until I felt the warmth of your thigh pushing against mine. It was December, and we were on a work trip to some tiny god-awful city whose claim to personality was an unseasoned diner who had been around for 70 years next to a strip mall. You were always traveling. You were an attorney for a couple of years by that point. We didn't talk much other than work. I don't think we said more than a hallway hi and nodded. Anyway, we arrived at the city. I met up with other folks who looked just as beige as their town, and while we looked just as gray as our job, and pretended that we were so stoked to talk about this large case in person. We were fighting for the little guy, although the higher-ups representing the little guy just bragged about buying a yacht the same week my vacation request was denied. Meetings were had, rental cars were pooled, and happy hours were planned after work. I was already heading out of the sports bar on the second night when you called out to me. Hey, are you heading out? It's only 9. I remember your smile was bigger than usual, eyebrows up. You reminded me of a Labrador that just saw their favorite human. I was caught off guard. You typically held an uptight work parent type vibe that I was used to. Have a drink with me. Sandra left. Marcos never came out. I'll buy you a drink. Without waiting for a reply, your hand shot up to get the bartender's attention. It was easy to do. I half-heartedly got a whiskey, and we sat down to chat about meetings and how we got into our line of work. We needed a career. We started down the innocuous lines of topics, hobbies, movies, and growing up. When the heavy wooden bar door would open for a newcomer or goer, a fresh blast of cold air would swoop in, and we would push gently forward and away from each other like tall grass. Slowly and slowly, we swayed less and less. We touched on high school sweethearts, then a little deeper on dating in college. We lingered there a little too long on our types. We slid too easily into our desires. We rested too long on the feeling of longing. I've hooked up a few times since my breakup, but some felt mechanical, pieces locking into place without reason. A devastating revelation hit during the third empty hookup. I needed to like the person I am hooking up with. Nothing is worse than discovering depth when you only want to feel good. It's like realizing you need to become a vegan on a roller coaster. I felt a smooth weight of warmth on top of my right thigh under the table. I leaned toward you. My heart started to pound a little stronger as risk and reward calculations began to kick in. Is that your hand on my thigh? I said, damn well knowing the answer. You put both your hands up in the air like a caught thief and grinned like the gains were already spent. I felt a daring push through logic. I didn't say to move your hand. A rush of heat rose in my face and shock in yours. The increasingly manic internal objections of being spotted by coworkers were dimmed by the increasingly manic internal images of your hands sliding into my clothes. Your hands dropped to the table slowly before you lightly dragged your left hand back off the edge. I then felt the warm weight of your palm on my knee and the light, taunting trace of your finger slide up the side of my thigh. I could see a barely concealed burst of adrenaline spread into the grin on your face. There was a shadow of a ring on your left index finger. Were you recently divorced, separated? Nothing about any of that came up. Wait, wasn't there a chat about Thanksgiving travel when we were all carpooling? That would explain the tan in December, but I wasn't paying attention. In our conversation, you said something so human. I miss feeling like I matter when I'm in a room full of people. Were you talking about a spouse? Hell, I wasn't at the company long enough to make work friends to get all the usual gossip. And wow, your shirt is tighter than I realized. And you smell so good. Shit. Tendrils of excitement ebbed and coiled as I pulled every thread. You look good in office gear, but I never thought about it too much. How much do I know this person? You leaned in conspiratorially and loudly whispered over the music. I was upgraded to a suite. Do you want to come over and watch a movie? The smell of body wash and fresh shampoo from your hair drifted lightly the rise in your body heat inside your coat. I could feel your warmth guiding me in. I smelled the beer from your breath. Not bad, just close. You moved from the chair across from me to the one beside me. Your left hand slid on the top middle of my thigh, your right tilting an empty bottle. Bitch, we both know we're not going up there to watch a movie. I kept the thought to myself. I was still playing clumsy math with a scale I couldn't see. I quietly played with the zipper tag on your open jacket and pulling it up, feeling these satisfying clicks in my hand. I felt your chest tighten and watched your mouth part when I pulled it down slowly to your waist. A ragged sigh escaped your mouth. Beyond the smell of your drinks and detergent, I smelled something underneath. The part that demands and aches and throbs and pushes and pulls and grips and slides. The smell of saliva and meat. The internal you. The part we all avoid with handshakes, polite nods, and HR meetings. I wanted to play with all of you. It's late. We've been here for hours. Everyone on this trip is in their room or tired, bored, or asleep. We can do this. We can play. Who gives a shit? Just once. I looked down where my hand pulled your zipper tag gently like a leash and see your hand below resting on my thigh. Your left hand with an inverted shadow and a slightly dented finger of a missing wedding ring. Fuck. I excuse myself and go to the restroom. I pounce on social media once inside. Public photos of you with friends finally pop up, but no partners. Then I remembered our work website had profiles for which some wrote personal bios. I looked around, and there you were, a professional headshot looking trustworthy and dependable but friendly below. Graduated from so-and-so, loves team so-and-so, moved to work here with their spouse, fuck, and 2 kids, innocent and bystander. I closed the phone and washed up. Feeling ashamed, but more ashamed that I did not feel that ashamed. And it rebounded to a more profound shame. I left the restroom and sat with you, looking up with your hopeful puppy dog eyes. When I was a kid, I had a beagle that bounced up and ran toward me in joy whenever I got home. The only other time I saw him do that was when he found a huge mud pile on a family camping trip. Was I the kid or the mud? So, you said. So, I echoed, you're married. Your face dropped like a gut punch. Good. Shit. You fumbled through a jumped page on your script. I mean, no. I felt ice start to replace the warmth inside. I mean, I'm married, but I'm separated. We split last year. And this, I pulled your left forearm up and showed you your hand. Pretty big dent for a year. You looked embarrassed, but I couldn't tell if it was through broken pride or vulnerability. I would have been halfway through The Gunslinger by now if I was in my hotel room. Instead, I'm playing fuck detective. I keep it on for work. One of the attorneys said, keep it on for the clients. Helps them trust you. I finished the sentence. God, I hate attorneys. I hated the banality of all of this. I had no idea who you were. You could be lying through your teeth to me or them. Lies of omission to them or just blatant ones to me. You have kids? You tensed up. It's on the law firm's bio page. Sorry, this guy. You deflated. I dropped your arm. We stood silently for a beat as you looked for a way to salvage this. There was nothing. I felt a cold blast of wind as the door swung open and some cute college-age couple opened the door for each other in a cute college-age moment of romance. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and saw it was close to midnight. I have to be up by 6. It was easy talking to you, but I recently discovered I am on a roller coaster. I'm a vegan on a roller coaster. There we go, circle back. Okay. I walked through the open doors as you quietly followed me out. We did not hold the door for each other. Hey, you called out into the parking lot after me. I turned to look and wondered if I was getting an apology or something worth this evening. Please, don't say anything. I need this job. Little innocent and bystander faces pop in my head, and I roll my eyes and nod before I head out. We never spoke again. It was easy to blend into the gray at work. In a few weeks, I quit to join another law firm. Before I left, there were moments I tried to catch you from time to time through glass panes or hovering past a sea of cubicles. But I never saw your left hand up close again.
Wow, y'all. I feel like we just got kind of a sneak peek into the band A Ragged Sigh's new album, Not Bad, Just Close, with the bangers on it, Gently Like a Leash, Slightly Dented Finger, Innocent and Bystander, and More Hits You Love. Like Fuck Detective. Sorry, but was it just me or did every part of that story sound like an amazing music act? I just want to see it. Hope Anonymous is here tonight and can make that happen. So that was You Against the Cold. This next reader let me know earlier that he is wearing merino wool socks. So whatever the cold is throwing at him, it better just try harder, because it's not going to get through. The story is called I Am a Happy Drunk. Just a quick plug-in reminder that there's that. Written by Andrew Cosma and read by Billy Trim. Thanks.